Jeffrey here. It is Friday, May 12th at 10:53 a.m. There is a dispute resolution proceeding, a teleconference apparently with the RTB today at 11 o'clock. I'm to call this number and put in the access code a la John Kevin Burton, right? Enter PIN number to enter the conference, right? So it's that same scenario, except this time I have the code to get through. Unlike with the John Kevin Burton putting that on Giselle's phone, I never had the fucking code. That was the whole point, right? Censorship. Stop Jeffrey from talking to Giselle. Stop Giselle from talking to Jeffrey, right? Rule number 2. So back to RTB, right? So my doctor has written a note advising them, no, I shouldn't be participating in this, but I think it's proceeding regardless, right? So, so Jeffrey's come to the realization the housing crisis in Canada is definitely a manufactured housing crisis. The news coverage of the housing crisis in Canada is a boutique fucking thing, right? They pick and choose what studies to report. As I said, global news reporter cluster over the cameraman. Telling my horror story. You would think being global news, housing crisis coverage nationwide all the time, he'd immediately fuck off over to my house with his camera to record the hellhole I live in, the slumlord building, right? Under siege, guns to my head for fucking months. Nah, global news BC is I found out it's no longer Izzy Asper owned, it's no longer Asper family involvement, it's strictly fucking corporations, right? And corporations control the fucking news in this country now, right? So if it's anti-fucking corporation, it doesn't get reported, does it? So we've gone to full fucking censorship, propaganda fucking machine. So you 1.5 million immigrants coming to Canada, don't waste your fucking time unless you want to be exploited, used, abused, and spat out like fucking insects. Because nobody here gives a shit. They all talk the fucking talk. Every politician talks the talk. But when it comes down to fucking walking the walk, Mike Hurley, nah, they're down with the full of shite, right? 10:55. So when do I call this fucking number? I insist on face-to-face. You want to fuck me and rob me of everything and throw me on the street? You look me in the fucking eye when you do that. I don't want this anonymous goddamn fucking faceless thing on the telephone. I don't do that. I am analog man. I insist on a face-to-face fucking hearing. And I insist on Michael fucking Kong and Jay fucking Lane being present as fucking witnesses because I would like to cross-examine them, right? But no, this system's designed to fuck everybody. I'm curious about this arbitrator. I'm going to ask him his fucking credentials. Are you a businessman? Are you familiar with contracts? You understand how a contract works, yes? And that's pretty he is. That's pretty he's a businessman that understands the law of fucking contracts. If he understands that, tenant secured, my rent now, my lease transfers there, all the shit that we agreed on in contract that would have been fulfilled had that number been as 5 instead of a 6 on January 3rd, that contract would have been fucking fulfilled. But no, they fucked up the goddamn lease because of a fucking ledger error that they refused to correct. Because how many times they're fucking notified, it's a 5, not a fucking 6. So I'm at the mercy of fucking Belford Properties and First Service Residential. Who out to fuck me, right? How much time I got left? 3 minutes. So when do I call this? Exactly 11 o'clock? Like, what the fuck? Do I call now? I know nothing about teleconference. I'm fucking analog man. I'm old-fashioned. I remember going in fucking hearing rooms where there are fucking human beings that you can have a conversation with. You get to see the person who's out to fuck you over, right? Not anymore. Everything's fucking anonymous. Faceless. So I shall be leaving Canada forever. It's no longer the Canada I was fucking born into. It's no longer Pierre Elliott Trudeau's fucking Canada, is it? Or even Justin Trudeau's Canada. It's gone. It's corporate fucking Canada. It's the United States of fucking Canada. We're the 51st fucking state. Because they control Canada. You know, Pierre and the elephant, it's kind of hard sleeping next to a fucking elephant sometimes he sees, blah, 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 right? right? Well, that elephant is now taken over the country of Canada. It's called a fucking corporation, right? So I'm leaving Canada. Oh, I'm going BRICS, because that's where the future's at. The future is BRICS. So all you 1.5 million immigrants that are coming from BRICS countries, don't bother, because the future is BRICS. North America will be third world, right? It'll be the divided states of America because of de-dollarization of the planet, de-dollarization, right? The yuan petrocurrency. So USA, bye-bye. Third world forever. So Canada, I think there's been talk about, oh, BRICS, that sounds kind of interesting. If you want to survive in this world, you have to join BRICS. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, right? It's over for the United States in the global power structure. They're isolated. They can't build a coalition because China bought everybody, right? Everybody's concerned about that 99-year lease. Oh, I better call now. Oh, shit. How do you do that? Call. How do you do this? What the fuck? Speaker.
Welcome to TELUS conferencing.
Okay, what do I have to do?
The conference, enter your access code followed by the number sign.
621843. 621843. Number.
Your access code is not valid.
What?
Welcome to TELUS conferencing.
What the fuck?
To join the conference, enter your access code followed by the number sign.
Let me read that email again. What the fuck? It says 621834 62183
Welcome to TELUS
49. Oh, I'm missing a 9. Okay.
conference.
See, I got PTSD. This is why I can't fucking do it.
Number sign.
621843 pound.
You have connected
Oh.
to the residential tenancy branch
Thank you.
dispute resolution hearing
Oh.
system. Please be advised, this hearing is a legal proceeding and the outcome of the hearing is legally binding. This hearing will be recorded by the RTV for training and quality purposes. Any other recording of this hearing is prohibited.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm recording, you cunt.
Permitted to give testimony at the
Fuck
hearing,
you.
but are not entitled to stay for the entire hearing. If you are a witness, you can stay on the line, but when the hearing starts, an arbitrator may ask you to disconnect from the call and call back in when it is time.
Oh, it's fucking nonsense. Disconnect from the call, blah, blah.
Connected to your hearing within 5 minutes after the scheduled start time. Check the details on your notice of hearing document. If the date and time are correct, and if your hearing has not started, hang up and dial in again.
At the tone, please state your name followed by the number sign.
Jeffrey Bacon. Number 7.
Thank you. The conference is now being recorded.
Oh, really?
Announcing participant. Hold on a
Jeffrey
second.
Bacon.
Huh?
Hello, Mr. Bacon. This is Arbitrator Parker speaking.
Okay, hang on. Go, wait. Hang on. You have to go slow. I have PTSD, right? So please, okay. Now, did you get my? I was having difficulty getting a letter from my doctor, so I eventually received it, and
Hold on,
sorry.
sir. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I have PTSD. Remember that, right?
Mr. Bacon.
Yes.
Please be quiet.
Yes, of course I shall obey, kowtow low, and kiss your fucking ring, right?
Mr. Bacon, please don't be disrespectful and use.
I have PTSD, and I'm under a lot of stress, and my doctor has ordered me not to be participating in this, right? Did you get that note from my doctor? That I dropped off at your RTB office on Kingsway the other
Mr.
day?
Bacon, I will mute you if you keep interrupting me.
Okay, well, say your piece, then tell me if you got my note.
We are just introducing the parties that are on the line now.
Okay,
That will take some time.
and who is that?
And I will need to. Mr. Bacon, I think I had better mute you because you're going to interrupt a lot.
Well, I'd like to know who's on the line.
Well, you will find out. If
Oh,
you can be
see, this is human face-to-face in a room. I wouldn't have to ask these questions, would I?
Okay, Mr. Bacon,
Yeah, I know.
I have now muted you. And
Yeah, of course.
So we were going to continue with some administrative matters, including who is on the line. Ms. Uppel is on the line.
Okay.
Dean Childs is on the line.
Ooh, the saboteur, the one who's flooding my buildings, yes?
Rashidi's name.
Who?
Sorry,
Who?
Ms. Rashidi, could you please spell your last name for me now?
R-A-S-H-I-D
Who is she?
IDI.
Great, thank you, ma'am. And what is your role in this tenancy? Do you
I
work
am
for the
the
landlord?
property manager.
Where?
Property
I work for the
manager.
landlord.
Okay,
Where?
thank you very much. And sorry, Mr. Childs, I didn't note it down, but you told me. Could you tell me again what your role is with the landlord?
Sabotaging the building.
Building manager.
Building manager, yes, thank you. Building manager.
Garlish.
And if you could spell your first and last name for me, sir.
It's DEANCHILDS.
Great, thank you, sir. And Ms. Uppel, same question for you.
Fucking
Could you
bullshit.
please spell your first and last name for me to make sure I have it down properly?
Yes. AMERJIT. Last name UPPAL. I'm with the landlord.
Great. What is your role with the landlord?
I'm a director.
Director. Okay. All right. And now that's a good question. I have a number of different names down for who the landlord is.
Yeah,
On the
exactly. It's
tenancy
confusing, isn't it?
agreement, it says Take Root Metro Town
That's the first
Properties, Inc.
Oh, yeah.
It's old.
So those ones, they were the previous
Original.
managing agents, and now it's First Service Residential. We're managing the site, and so we're like we just take over the contract usually when we
Right.
take over a building. Yeah.
Right. Now, what is the full legal name of First Service? Usually it needs an LTD or
First
an
Service
Inc. or
Residential BC LTD.
BC LTD. Okay, great. And who is Belford McKay Properties Limited Partnership?
That's the landlord. I mean, that's the actual developer, like
The criminals.
agent for the owners, right?
Okay. So, First Residential should be the name on the decisions, though, in the application?
Well, for the agent for landlord. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
The agent for that. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Here's my note.
Developer,
Here's my note. Here's my note.
landlord, agent. Perfect. And I have an email address for you as your first name dot last name at fsresidential.com.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's where we'll send the decision for you.
Oh, yeah, of course. Decision's already made.
All right. Now, Mr. Bacon, I'm going to bring you back in, and I just need you to spell your name for me. And we want to confirm your email address, and then I can have a look and see if I got your doctor's letter.
Thank you.
I'll just unmute you.
Okay, thank you. Hey, am I on? Am I on?
Yes, you're on now.
Okay.
Yes, please.
GEOFFREYBACON.
Excellent.
Email,
And your
all lowercase. ISM 411 at gmail.com. So can you repeat that to me, please? Can you repeat that to me? Then
ISM 411 at gmail.com.
Thank you. That's perfect. Now, my question to you is, who are you? You're an adjudicator. Like, what's your CV? What's your credentials? Like, what are you a business person? Are you familiar with contracts, the law of contracts?
I am an arbitrator.
Okay, but what's your professional background? Are you a
Mr.
lawyer?
Bacon, please let me finish.
I have PTSD, so
Stop
please,
interrupting.
PTSD, respect that. You're discriminating against me. You understand that, right? You shall respect the fact that I have a disability and treat me as such. You shall show me respect for my disability, right? We understand that.
Mr. Bacon,
Do we understand that? Yes or no? Do you understand that I have a disability? That I've had a gun to my head since November? That I've been under stress and my doctor's ordered me not to participate? Do you understand my disability? Do you respect that? Because First Service doesn't. They've been terrorizing me ever since.
speak. All right, I'll have to mute
Yeah,
you.
of course you're going to have to fucking mute me.
Mr. Bacon, you keep asking me questions, but you don't let me answer your questions.
Okay, are you a lawyer that understands the law of contracts?
I understand you have a disability.
Good. But do you respect
doesn't
that?
give you the right to be rude to other people.
They've destroyed my life.
Number of
So you're not even
here
listening to me.
who have called in for this hearing, and I would like to conduct it properly. So, you will be given an opportunity to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Do I have an
You will not be given an opportunity to interrupt me or the other parties in the hearing. All right. Now, the next item that we are going to do...
Hang on, am I allowed to speak?
Confirm everyone.
What the fuck?
This just involves my asking each of you the same question.
Fuck off.
The same question
Fuck
that
you.
I ask of all participants
Fuck
in
you.
all here.
Fuck you.
I'll start with the applicant, Amarjeet Uppal.
Yeah, fucking
Do you
cunt.
solemnly affirm that the evidence you give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth to be binding on your conscience?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bullshit.
And Shirin Rashidi, do you solemnly affirm that the evidence you give shall be the whole truth and
Who's
nothing but
she?
the truth to be binding
Fucking
on
man's
your
aware.
conscience?
I do.
Great, thank you. And Dean Childs, do you solemnly affirm that the evidence you give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth to be binding on your conscience?
I do.
Great, thank you, sir. Thank you all. And Ms. Uppal, is there anyone else on the line for the landlord who I have not?
How about Donald Lee,
yet?
right?
No, that's it.
Okay. Now, Mr. Bacon, I'm asking you the same question, and I'll ask it, and then I'll unmute you for your answer. Mr. Jeffrey Bacon, do you solemnly affirm that the evidence you give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth to be binding on your conscience? And you are now unmuted.
Oh, thank you very much for unmuting me. You took my muzzle off, yes? So do I understand what?
Yes.
I have
or no
PTSD,
to
so repeat the
question.
question, please. Repeat the question. I have PTSD, short-term memory issues. So what's the question again?
Do you solemnly affirm that
Right.
the evidence you give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth to be binding on your conscience?
Every word I speak, every time of the day is the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and whatever you said about my conscience, yes. I am an honest person, always,
Good.
unlike first service.
Okay. The next item, I want to just confirm the rental unit address is number 206 at 6366 Cassie Avenue in Burnaby. Ms. Uppal, is that the rental unit address?
See, I'm probably muted, right?
That's correct.
Okay, great. And Mr. Bacon, are you still living there, sir?
I'm living here because they made an error in my rent lease for the contract of August 31st for me to take possession of a 6544 Silver Apartment 101. Hang on, listen to me. You're asking me a question. I'm answering the question.
Ask you a yes or no question.
I am here beyond my control. I am here beyond my control. I'm answering your fucking question, so listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm answering your question. The question is, I'm here beyond my fucking control.
So, the next item is, I have
This is fucking rigged.
The first two are by the landlord for an order of possession, further to having served the tenant with a 4-month notice to end tenancy for demolition, dated August 28th of last year, and for an order of possession for unpaid rent, further to having served a 10-day notice, with a request for a monetary order of $3,285 for outstanding unpaid rent from the tenant at that time, and recovery of their $200 application filing fees. Ms. Uppal, are those claims still correct, or has anything changed?
What's changed is obviously the rental amount, because that was only 3 months amount and outstanding, like March, April, May as well, right?
Okay, yes.
What 3 months are they
Yes,
talking about
that's
now?
Okay.
What the fuck?
I can amend your application in terms of the outstanding rent because Mr. Bacon knows how much he has and hasn't paid.
Huh.
And there's also a cross application
Fuck you.
by Mr. Bacon for an order to cancel the 10-day notice and to dispute a rent increase from the landlord and for recovery of his $100 application filing fee. Now, Mr. Bacon, Residential Tenancy Branch Rule of Procedure 2.3 authorizes me to dismiss unrelated disputes contained in a
Dismissing
single
my repeat.
application.
You're dismissing it.
Now, in this circumstance,
I'm dismissing
Mr.
it.
Bacon has indicated different matters of dispute on his
There we go.
application, the most urgent of which is the application to set aside the 10-day notice. Now, I find that the other claim on the application is not sufficiently related to be determined during this 1 hour proceeding.
Oh, it's a 1 hour proceeding. Right. So we're down to fucking time limits, yeah?
I'll only consider your request to cancel the 10-day notice and the recovery of your filing fee at this proceeding.
Are you going to say no?
Therefore, your request
Denied.
to dispute the rent increase is dismissed with leave to reapply.
Oh, right. Yes. When I'm on the fucking street and homeless, yes?
At another time after this hearing. But we only have an hour for the hearing, and we need to focus on the applications or the eviction notices to see if the tenancy continues or not. So that's what that is about. Now, a few things about the hearing for everyone. The next thing we will do is confirm service related to the notices of hearing and any submitted evidence. Any evidence that the different parties provided to the residential tenancy branch and each other. After we've reviewed that, we will briefly discuss the terms of the tenancy and the notices to end tenancy that were issued. Now, the hearing is fairly informal.
Of course it is.
But it's still
rigged.
A legal proceeding.
Yeah, it's a rigged legal proceeding.
And I will be taking down your testimony by typing it in as you speak.
All right, really?
Now,
Well, I'm recording it, bitch.
But I find if ever two people are speaking at once, it makes it difficult to determine
Mute
who
me.
said what. And so I don't get anyone's evidence down properly that way. Now, I think it might be best if I muted each party when the other party is speaking. So it's not just you, Mr. Bacon. I'll mute
It's me now.
parties when it's your turn to speak, so that no one interrupts you either, sir. Now, Mr. Bacon, I understand that you have a disability, and I will review your doctor's letter.
Ooh.
But it's very important that you focus on my questions and just answer the question. Don't add additional information that you might think is relevant. Please just answer the question, or we'll never get through the hearing. Now, having told everyone to not interrupt, I must apologize in advance because I may need to interrupt as I have. I'm sorry I've had to interrupt you, Mr. Bacon.
Yeah, of course.
But it's
You're
just
fucking
that
sorry
we
at all,
have
you cunt.
limited time today.
Yeah, it's all your fucking time, isn't it? Yeah, only you fucking matter, you cunt.
I may need to interrupt someone at some point in the hearing again to clarify the relevance of what they're saying, or maybe to direct the discussion down the road that we need to go, given the short amount of time that we have. And I'm required to advise everyone that recording of the hearing is prohibited.
I don't give a shit.
If
Fuck
you are
you.
recording anything, you are required to stop immediately.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
For your information, the residential tenancy branch is recording this hearing.
Yeah, and you only release what you want to release,
So
right?
we have a record of what went on. And finally, pursuant to Rule of Procedure 7.4, if you want me to consider any of the documents or photographs or whatever you have submitted to the residential tenancy branch, and hopefully served on the other party, you need to present these pieces of evidence to me when they are relevant to what you are saying in the hearing.
How do I do that? How do I fucking do that?
Doctor's note, or I have this form, or what have you, and direct me to them in the hearing, because
How?
I might not have an opportunity to go over documents.
Oh,
that were
the
not
ones you
included
have.
in the hearing.
Okay.
Ms. Uppo, do you have any questions for me about the hearing before we begin? No. Okay. Mr. Bacon, I'm going to unmute you and ask you if you have any questions for me about the hearing process. And then we are going to go on to talk about service of the notices of hearing. So just any questions for me, Mr. Bacon, and you are now unmuted.
Okay, your name, please?
Arbitrator Parker.
P is...
P is in Papa.
Yep.
P is in Papa. A as in Alpha, R as in Romeo, K as in Kilo, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo.
You could have said Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
During the hearing.
Well, hang on. I have another question. What is you're an adjudicator, and what's your profession? Like, what field of study?
Professional arbitrator.
Yeah, but what's your profession beyond that? So you're a lawyer, or you're a doctor, or you're a nurse, or you're a janitor? What are you? What qualifies you to be an arbitrator is what I'm asking, basically.
I was hired by the residential tenancy branch.
On what qualification?
To be an arbitrator.
On what qualifications? Political affiliation?
It was, Mr. Bacon, if I'm good enough for the residential tenancy branch, then
You're good
I'm
enough for me.
enough to do the hearings.
Okay, well, you understand the Story newspaper in Toronto did an article about the backlog, because this is what property development companies do and property management companies do, is they create this enormous backlog. They swamp the system. And Toronto is 2.5 years backlog because the system's been swamped by these idiots at first service types, right? And what's the issue? The issue is the adjudicators like you are chosen based on election cycles. So Doug Ford is going to stack the arbitration board with like-minded fucking arbitrators. So I want to know what your qualifications are. What qualifies you to be an arbitrator?
Mr. Bacon, I was hired.
Yeah, and on what qualification? What qualification was your hiring based on, is the question.
That's none of your business.
Oh, it's none of my business, right? Okay. Second thing, you talking about submitting evidence beyond what you have now? How is that possible? I'm not in the fucking room. Should I send my carrier pigeon by? How do I submit evidence beyond what you have?
Continue to use vulgarities. I will cut you off.
Well, it's my PTSD. It's PTSD. It's PTSD. Respect that. Okay. Now.
PTSD allows you to swear?
It does. It's called Tourette's, right? You understand Tourette's? You understand? What is that word? I can't think. Hang on. I have memory issues. Hang on.
We are not in Ontario, and
I know. We're in BC. The land. The RTB is designed to screw everybody, right? Because you only have it in English, right? Right?
on now.
Yeah, of course you're moving on. And I'm moving out, right?
Mr. Bacon has been muted again.
Of course.
So that I can ask Ms. Upple, how did you serve Mr. Bacon with your notices of hearing and your evidence, ma'am?
So we just start with a 10-day notice or the 4-month notice?
Oh, sorry, that's my mistake. Not those notices.
Oh.
Very good question.
Okay.
But the
How many?
notices of hearing, your applications for this hearing.
Like the application means of the actual, okay. Just you guys
Like the documents that we emailed to you after you applied.
Yeah. So the
What?
resolution notice posted for the 10-day notice was posted past the door on February 17th, and that was with a witness, and that's attached to the file for the 10-day notice proof of service as well. And it was done with Donald. So Donald Lee was a previous manager.
Oh, what happened to him?
Now director of service.
Oh.
I sent a notification.
Okay.
advising
Donald Lee's gone.
involved in this whole matter. So that's the history.
I'm going to call him as witness.
Okay. And,
So that's what I want to know.
So that was the application regarding the 10-day notice.
No.
What about the application regarding the 4-month notice? That is, I think it's 9100 98134.
So that was also attached to the door with Dean Child and Hudson Lee with the witness, and attached a proof of service attached to the notification.
Right, and do you have a day on then it was posted?
Yeah, published in the
Sorry, your voice was a little blurred by some movement of paper, so I didn't hear what you said, I'm afraid.
1 second, sorry. Maybe I'm getting mixed up with some actual notice. So registered mail received sent arbitration on January 25th, and then I checked the receipt and it was picked up by the tenant as well. and we made registered mail receipt attached to the evidence package.
By tenant. Okay, so it was sent by registered mail rather than posted on the door?
Yeah, this one was registered mail.
Okay, okay. And
Which document was that?
Thank you.
Yeah. January, yes, 25th.
Application. Okay, perfect. And was everything that you uploaded to the residential tenancy grant included in what you gave to Mr. Bacon?
No.
Yeah. Everything, and then we uploaded some more evidence, which he also picked up. We sent our
Right.
registered mail.
Yeah, the document dumps twice, right? One this week, one last week, like within 5 days or something. Document dumps.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. And did you receive anything from Mr. Bacon about his application?
Yeah, I received his application.
How about my doctor's note? I sent that to you, Amberjit.
January 23rd, when I received it. Yes, we do have that time.
Okay. And did you receive, let me see, a lot of documents with it? Evidence?
The actual, like, his emails and stuff. Yeah, those all attached. So the documents, like his tenancy agreement and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the total cost, but that doesn't apply 10 days, or like, full
Ooh, excuse me.
10 days, right? Some of this doesn't apply.
Yes, of course. Certainly. Okay, thank you. All right. Mr. Bacon, I'm going to unmute you, and I'm going to ask you how you served the landlord with your notice of hearing and your evidence.
Okay.
And you are now unmuted.
Well, thank you for unmuting me, taking my muzzle off. I would like to ask Amberjit, did she get my doctor's note? Will she confirm that? Because I sent that to her by email. Will she confirm that she received my doctor's note?
When?
2 days ago, I think. Like I said, I have short-term memory issues. I had a hard time getting this from my doctor. I was told to wait 2 weeks, and I had to literally fucking lose it in his office to get it. So it's dated. So I sent it's dated May 4th. So that would be the day that I submitted it by email to Amberjit Uppal, to the Mayor of Burnaby, to the Premier of BC, to everybody, right? So I was like Amberjit to confirm. In fact, it's the same day I also dropped it off at your office at the RTB on Kingsway, personally, with a letter from my former roommates who were, due to stress and everything else of being guns to their head, as is I, for months by Belford, because they haven't moved me to interim housing, because they screwed up the lease by $1. So ask Amberjit why Donald Lee hasn't given me the lease he promised me. See, I shouldn't be here. That's the issue. You understand? I was supposed to be in interim housing November 1st.
Mr. Bacon, can you calm down?
No.
Sir? I have a question for you, sir.
Please.
How did you serve the landlord with your notice of hearing?
Registered.
How and when?
It was registered mail. When? I don't know, because I had PTSD. Ask Amberjit when I sent it. She would have that information because it'd be on the envelope, wouldn't it?
Mr. Bacon, why don't you have an advocate helping you if you have these difficulties?
Because nobody wants to hear my nightmare fucking story. That's why. Nobody wants to hear it. It's too toxic. I have PTSD, and I can't talk like this for long because a word will trigger me and I lose it, right? So I went to a pro bono lawyer that I discovered through a newspaper article where she's representing some tenants of a slumlord. And I'm reading the story of this poor tenant of the slumlord. And her story is nothing compared to the nightmare I've been living. So I'm thinking, I'll just go to this pro bono lawyer and ask her if she can help me. And within 5 minutes of me telling my story, every lawyer leaves their office. They surround me and ask me to leave the building. Right?
Okay.
News reporters don't want to. I go talk to news reporters. Nobody wants to talk to me. It's too real, my story.
Okay, I have more questions, sir. Mr. Bacon?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Did you move in on December 22nd of 2005?
Yeah, well, that's what my lease said. I thought it was December 16th or something. If the original lease from the other one, take root, yeah, it was 2005 December. I thought it was the 16th. If you tell me it's the 22nd, I'll take that. I don't care.
And your rent, what is your rent now?
Okay, this is the issue. Pay attention. This number is very important. The number is $1,095, which is based on a notice of rent increase by First Service Residential to me But for some reason, the ledger from January 1st of 2022 to whenever I received the ledger, which is sometime in January of this year, or February maybe, it's still 1096. Despite the fact that on April 26th or 27th, first communication with Michael Kong, I clarify my rent is 1095, and he hesitates. See, I have this thing recorded, this conversation, bad faith Belford, right? Where Belford deems what's suitable. Pay attention to me.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, see, I'm not going to get the finish, right? I'm not going to get the finish. I'm not going to get the finish. Am I going to get the finish? Will I get the finish?
Can I answer your question?
The question is, will I get the finish?
Yes, you will when it's time to give that testimony.
Ah, I see. So the question...
Time yet, sir.
Well, again, will Amerjet confirm receipts of the doctor's notes? I shall read the doctor's note for you, so it's on the record. May 4th,
Not yet.
Oh, I'm not allowed to.
yet.
Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, yes, of course. Yes. Why don't I have an advocate?
I'm doing my best, Mr. Bacon.
No, you're not.
I'm trying to be respectful.
No, you're not.
We have to get done.
Yeah, your agenda's more important than mine, right? Yep.
And we only have 31 minutes left.
To railroad me, of course.
Miss Upple, can you tell me what the current rent is? According to the landlord? 1,096.
What?
Landlord says, and tenant says.
So, maybe can I add to that, or that'll help?
When did you go to 1096?
So, there was a rent increase that was sent out in Mr. Bacon's package of hearing code, which we voided, right? And then there was a rent increase. If you look at if you get a chance to look at the ledger, the rent increase, which was effective January 2022, 1,096.
I never received it. I never received that.
Attached also the rent increase notice to that as well. So that's just for the ledger matching. So 1,096 is the correct rent based on the notice of rent increase that was served for January 1st of 2022. And the one Mr. Booton has in his package was voided because
Fucking lying. I never received any notice of rent increase.
Right, was voided because of COVID. Because the landlord erroneously gave the rent increase to her.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So the correct one I attached for your evidence as well. The one that's correct and that matches the ledger of the actual income.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Sam. And how much of a security deposit does the landlord hold for Mr. Bacon? Do you have that record?
Yes, I have it here. Let's see here. Sorry, I have the record. I have it in front of me now. I think it's 400 and
482.50. Sorry, it's not.
Who's that?
yeah, right.
Who's that?
Good. Thank you.
This is like a teleconference. I don't know who's fucking talking.
All right. Now moving on to the eviction notices. There are two before me. The first one was a 4-month notice, which was signed and dated August 28th of 2022, and it has the rental unit address. It was served by attaching a copy to the door on August 28th, 2020. I have 23, but we aren't there yet. With an effective vacancy date of December 31st, 22, and it was served on the grounds that the landlord is going to demolish the rental unit,
They're not.
and because the landlord has obtained the needed permits and approvals. Ms. Uppo, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
And is that still the landlord's intention?
Yes. The demolition permit is actually attached to the...
Is it still active though? It's beyond the 90 days.
The issue date was August 24th, 2022, and then of course it's been held up, and we'll get into that.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Let's get into that.
Thank you. And the other eviction notice was a 10-day notice, which was signed and dated January 21st of this year. It has the rental unit address. It was served by attaching a copy to the door on January 21st of 2023, with an effective vacancy date of February 3rd, 23, and it was served on the grounds that the tenant
That's why you
failed
came
to
by
pay
February 3rd. Okay. That makes sense now.
$3,285 in rent owed on January 1st of this year. Ms. Uppo, are those, that's correct? Okay.
That's correct, but then we can amend the amount only now.
Yes. We, very good point. To the amendment to the, and I will get to that just shortly. All right. Now, Mr. Bacon, I will be unmuting you soon, but the burden of proof today is on the landlord.
Oh, good.
So really, this is the landlord's case to make or to not make. However, I will, of course, allow you to testify, Mr. Bacon. But first, I have to give the parties a framework of what's happening, of the law. When a tenant applies to cancel an eviction notice, Section 55 of the Act requires me to consider whether the landlord is entitled to an order of possession or not. I must grant the landlord an order of possession if, first, if I dismiss the tenant's application,
which you'd already done,
and second, if the eviction notice is compliant with the Act as to form and content. So that's what the law says I have to look at and do. Now, the law also says, as I mentioned, the onus to prove their case is usually on the person who applies for dispute resolution.
Is that me? Right. I have to prove it.
However,
You've already dismissed
the
it.
landlord
Where's my
must
fucking
prove the
documents?
reason they wish to end the tenancy when a tenant applies to cancel an eviction
Where are my
notice.
documents?
So the burden of proof is on the landlord. Now,
What
regarding
the
the
fuck?
4 months notice, Mr. Bacon did not receive the 4 months notice through the residential tenancy branch. Therefore, he is conclusively presumed to have accepted that the tenancy ended on the effective date of the 4 months notice. But I need a few details. Ms. Upple, can you please just briefly explain why you served your patient with the 4 months notice?
Because this is a property that's a redevelopment site for the owner, and so the eviction notice was served for the 4 month notice to demolish so they can rebuild on that. And that was the demolition permit. Everything is attached to the evidence, and then also the evidence of the 4 month notice to tenants.
That was probably
Why
Dean
is the
started.
demolition? That's all attached as well, regarding all 12 tenants that were, development proposal, and all that stuff is attached to the evidence for the 4 month notice.
Okay, sorry. I'm just going to look at your evidence, and Mr. Bacon, before I unmute you and have you testify, I will search for your doctor's note that you have asked
Thank
for.
you.
Since Ms. Upple has just given us evidence, I want to.
Can I also add to that?
Sure. Yes, please, go ahead, ma'am.
Well, basically, the evidence I've also attached, because it's a redevelopment site, Jeffrey's eligible for compensation of the Burnaby tenant assistance policy. So the city of Burnaby, gets involved in all of that, because they're not going to provide a permit if the developer does not, basically, agree to any of the terms, right? So Jeffrey was provided with several options. The first option was applicant secured in-term housing.
It's true.
And basically, his option was that Bell would find him 3 housing options.
Which they didn't.
Which we also sent him information on several housing options, and that was declined. And then also, on that, he would pay the same rent. And if, say, for example, you found housing elsewhere, he also would pay a top of this to whatever the maximum allowable in the city is. And then the other option was then once he denied, wasn't the secure income housing wasn't an option anymore, so he declined that. Then the option reverts to option 2, which is tenant secured interim housing, right? And Jeffrey was made aware of this on July 26, 2022, so he had enough time to kind of go look for housing. And
Yeah, see,
so basically on
by
this
default.
option, he's responsible to find his own housing, but then the top up is still the responsibility of the landlord, which they would, obviously proceed with.
Pre-update, yes.
Housing, they would top it up to wherever the maximum the city allowed. And then going beyond that, and we also still offered him one of the properties for the landlord, which was just pretty close across the street, to offer him to relocate him there. And then we sent him the agreement, and then he marked it all up. He didn't agree with the standard terms.
She's lying. She's lying.
Fees in that form, in the tenancy agreement. And so basically marked everything, parking and storage locker was additional, but then he took it off as being included.
Because it was.
He had an option to go month to month or, to go a 1 year lease, but where it's being transferred to also, the redevelopment maybe 2 years, and he was advised of that as well. So basically going beyond that, so he didn't find that, but it wasn't, he marked everything up, so he didn't, kind of going back and forth. He didn't go anywhere.
Where's that email?
Try to make it work, but then, it kind of went sort of, the tenant, started putting stuff on, like, YouTube, like, swearing and using vulgar language and harassment to the building manager and so forth, and to the previous property manager.
Yeah, harassing me is okay, right? Terrorizing me is okay, you cunt. But I can't say shit words, can I?
Their policy as of January 1, 2023, regarding the lump sum of payment exception, and Jeffrey was advised of that as well. He didn't apply to the city as well on that either. So the landlord made every attempt to assist where they could to find him housing.
Oh, they didn't.
And now he's
Oh, you didn't. I have evidence to prove that.
And they're waiting to demo the building, but they can't because, it's been a long haul, and it's just, and it's very threatening, and,
Threatening?
Feel threatened, and, so forth, and you can speak to that.
I'm being assaulted daily.
Verbally abusive
Threatened fucking daily.
remarks and threats, and, it's just on-site stuff is being verbally abused many times. Dean, so you can attest to that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Matt.
All the evidence is cited and outlined in the document.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Where's... Okay, she said the notice of rent increase? Where's that?
Perfect.
When did I get that document dump?
Are attached. Okay, thank you.
There's one? This is mine.
Thank
This is
you.
mine.
What I'm going to do is
This
go
one?
to Mr. Bacon's application. There it is. And I'm going to look for the doctor's letter.
Okay, that's the lease.
There's
Mr.
something that
Permit?
is added 3 days before the hearing, which
This is notice of rent increase.
Dr. TENANTS.
Where is it?
Okay.
Oh, she got it. Good.
And to whom it may concern, a message dated April 30th.
Really?
So, Mr. Bacon, I have that evidence before me, and I will
No, you
consider
don't.
it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Although
You
I
don't have it.
asked the landlord's permission because it was served too late. It was supposed to be served 14 days before the hearing, although I acknowledge that you had difficulty getting it from the doctor. Ms. Upwell, do you have any opposition to
Let me
my
speak to that.
considering Mr. Bacon's recent submission of the doctor's letter and note?
No, because I did receive it, but I'm just want to point out, it doesn't say that he can't attend the hearing or anything else. It's just,
Yeah. Sorry, did you say that you did receive it or did not receive it?
I did receive it.
You did.
Emailed some other language and
Fuck off.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Mr. Bacon, I'm using my discretion
To unmeet me.
to allow me to consider your evidence, even though the rules say that it was served too late.
Oh!
So I'm trying to be cooperative
No, you're
with
not.
your situation.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Now, Mr. Bacon, I'm going to unmute you.
Thank you.
And what is your opposition to the 4 months notice? why aren't you leaving when the landlord wants to tear down the building?
Because
Just unmute you now.
I was supposed
Go ahead, sir.
okay, I was supposed to move into my tenant secured housing option on November 1st. I received the lease November 3rd. It's an error. Now, Upple just said that there's a notice of rent increase to bring it to 1096. Where is that? Where do I find that? Because I've never received one, right? So what package is that in?
We're just talking about the 4 months notice, the demolition notice now.
Okay, now I requested, see, I have this apartment waiting for me still, but I have a gun to my head in order to get it. And I requested a moving van for December 31st to move into that suite. It never came, right? So I'm here beyond my will, right? Beyond my control. There are other tenants living in the building beyond the 4 months notice as well. In fact, they even collected rents from 106 for December, which should have been a free month rent, yes? But they collected December rent from Simone of 106, which means she's legally entitled to last month's rents of January. Oh, it's not relevant. Right. Of course. Now, this notice of rent increase.
Your story, sir. Why did you reject the rental units offered by the landlord?
The thing is, they changed the contract from tenant secured to applicant secured to guarantee the clawback of my top up. Everything changed due to the rent top up. The lease they gave me November 3rd was an error of $1 and they acknowledged it. So what this 1096 comes from, I don't know. Like, do the math. How does it go from 1095 to 1096 based on whatever the rent increase is? You know, it's literally $1. How does it round out to exactly $1? Dean Charles tells me, oh, so-and-so entered a 3 instead of a 2 on the rent increase, which is why it's now 1096, not 1095, right? I had that on tape, recorded. He's justifying the reason why it's off by $1. So-and-so entered a 3, not a 2.
Mr. Bacon, what does this have to do with the demolition of the building?
The thing is, I was supposed to move in there November 1st. I got the lease November 3rd. It was an error of $1. Donald Lee, Susan, because I wouldn't give them wouldn't let the dog harvest my data. Susan had Donald Lee deal with it, and I had to confirm for him again by sending him a copy of my notice of rent case, the last one I received, which is 1095, and he confirmed. He goes, yes, I'll have Susan change the 6 to a 5, get the lease back to you. But then Belford's telling him, no, there's an update to tenant assistance policy. If you get back to him now, his rent now. See, I'm not allowed to fucking testify. Okay, doctor's note. Doctor's note. Doctor's note. You're talking about the wrong fucking doctor's notes.
The doctor's note doesn't say you're allowed to swear at.
No, but you're talking about the wrong one. I'm talking about May 4th doctor's notes, which says I should not be attending. The one I dropped out of RTB office. The one I emailed to Amberjet Uppel and the premier and the mayor and everybody else. That doc.
Why are you attending?
Why am I what? Why?
You said you're not supposed to be attending. Why are you attending if you're not?
Because I'm thinking if I don't attend, I'm fucked. So I don't have an advocate. I don't have an advocate attend for me, but I don't have one. It's impossible to find one. The government makes it such that you can't get one. Right? There's such a backlog. It'll take 5 years for me to get one, and by the time I'm on the streets.
Friends or relatives who could assist?
No! They're all in fucking Ontario.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No, am I still talking? Am I still talking? Could we?
Not talking about what I've asked you.
No, I want to know about the doctor's note I dropped off on May the 4th. Is that in record? That's the one we.
Would you like me to answer you, sir?
Please.
Okay. What I have before me is something that was dropped off 3 days ago.
Perfect. Yes, that's it. Yes.
It says May 4th, 2023.
Yes.
Yes, that's the doctor's note I referred to before.
Oh.
I have that. And it says, to whom it may concern, I hereby certify that Mr. Jeffrey Bacon is experiencing emotional, psychological conditions. He is unstable to deal with any stress and anxiety for the next 3 months. Okay, I understand that, sir.
We respect it now. But.
Yes, but it doesn't say that you can swear at people, including me. So please try to control that. Now, we are going to move on to the 10-day notice now. And I need to ask Ms. Uppo about the rent owed. So I'll just mute you again briefly, Mr. Bacon, but I'll come back to your statement. Okay, Ms. Uppo, I have it noted as rent is owing for November 2022 through May 2023 for $1,096 a month for a total of $76.72. Is that correct, ma'am?
Well, 76, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, if it's off by $1, doesn't matter. Whatever you have is fine. We were trying to accommodate Mr. Bacon for the dollar and change the lease to reflect that as well.
Okay.
Whatever. Like,
Okay, so
we're also going to minus the 1 month because December he gets free because of the 1 month notice issue, right? Yeah.
minus $1. Okay, so I'll change it to $1,095 for the rent.
That's the rent. Yes.
So it is 1,096 and I've approved it.
Yeah. And
What? Where's this fuck? Oh, here it is. What's this?
and deduct 1 month
For December.
for the.
Where's the rest of it?
Oh, I can't type. 4 month notice requirement. Okay. So
What the
I
fuck?
I will take that. I will cross off December, let's say. And what is the total that you get?
Well, I get, let me
Who's that?
would be, I'm gonna,
I'll
Who's the
read
landlord?
mine.
Who's that?
I think it was like
170921. Where's my notes around, please?
Did you get 65.70?
I did.
Yeah, perfect.
Great.
That's using the.
See, I don't know where anything is.
Jeffrey, I mean, dollar is not gonna hurt us, right?
No, it hurt me. It fucked up my life.
Very good idea. And see, Mr. Bacon, the landlord is accommodating you. They are reducing the rent to $1,095 as you have requested. So that's good. All right.
Can I speak to that? Can I speak to that? Can I speak to that? Can I speak to that, you bitch?
In that time?
No, nothing.
All right. Bacon, I'm going to unmute you and I'm going to ask you, could you please answer the question, did you pay your rent in November through May at the last 6-7 months? If that's all I need to hear from you.
So you're asking for yes or no?
Okay. Oops. I'll unmute. Mr. Bacon, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Did you pay your rent from November through May?
I have an email from I think it's Donald Lee, telling me that November is rent free. That's my last month's rent because I'm supposed to move into my suite November 1st across the road. But they screwed up the lease by $1. Now, this notice of rent increase, I see it now. It's dated 17/09/2021. Landlord signature, I can't make it out. I don't know who signed this. I never received this, ever. This is the first time I'm seeing it, right? Current rent is $1080. Rent increase is $16, $1096. The only rent increase that I have is the 1095 number, which Dean Childs acknowledged on March the 25th. Yes, you're right. It's 1095. I'll fix the lease. Then Michael Kong, I also sent him a notice of the rent increase in August. He goes, you're right. It's 1095. I'll fix the lease. Right? And in September, the same thing. It's 1095. I'll fix the lease. I have that documented. Right?
We have fixed it, sir. We have fixed it.
Yeah, but the lease I'm talking about, is the lease for the new suite, the interim housing. That was off by $1. Donald Lee promised to get it back to me with the right number, but then it never came to me. So December 8th, I only have one lease, the one they gave me in error, which I marked up to reflect the rent and the contract being, I am giving you the storage room, I am giving you free parking. So that's why I stroked out the extra money that they're trying to gouge me for parking and storage. I have the audio recording of the contract negotiation where Michael Kong tells me, I am giving you the storage room. Right? I have the recording of this. Michael Kong telling me it's tenant secured. Your rent now, your lease transfers from your place here to that place there. You get the free storage room, free underground parking. You get your additional occupants. The ones you have now, and if they move, you get them more, right? That was the contract. The only problem was the lease was off by $1 dollar.
Right.
And they were promised to replace. Donald Lee promised to correct it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, oh, fuck, man. Fuck you.
Okay, I'd have to mute you again, Mr. Bacon, because you just keep on talking. You never stop talking, Mr. Bacon.
Because you don't fucking listen.
So I am to infer that... Now, you said November is the last month you had to pay rent.
You're not listening to me.
That you got it free. Well, anyway...
That
you have
fuck
not,
you.
in fact, paid rent since, well, October. Although you didn't need to pay rent in December. So I have taken that out of the amount that you are owing to the landlord because you have continued to live in your current...
Against my fucking will.
Okay.
Am I on or off? I don't even know.
...before me to make decisions in this matter.
Your hour is up. You're going to make a decision now. Yep. The hour is up. Time to...
Both parties an opportunity to make any brief last statement.
Oh, so this is the last statement, yes?
And I'll give you a time limit. And I'll give both parties a time limit. Okay, here we go. Ms. Uppo, hold on, not your turn yet. Okay, well, I have...
This is bullshit. This is fucking kangaroo fucking courts. This is the system what the fuck you, yes? Pay attention all you new immigrants. This is how it goes. All right? Don't come to Canada. Well, come to Canada, but don't come to BC.
Tell me any last statements, anything else you would like to
Or
tell
Quebec.
me then?
Oh, I've already told you about how we've offered to accommodate Jeffrey as best we could, because I mean, we want to make sure he finds housing too, right? So we've left us literally no choice, and we need that unit vacant. He's the only one living there, and he's holding up the redevelopment project, right? And
You're holding it up.
I mean, demolition permits and all the information is, basically advised him in July, so we had enough housing options. And we also had two roommates that already moved out. He could have moved out with them. He chose not to, right? He had two roommates living with him, so. And they moved out. So, just, he's also abusive, and I just...
Fuck you, Emergit. You lying cunt.
So many,
You lying cunt, Emergit.
belligerent-
You're a fucking liar, Emergit.
That's not really good for us.
Yeah, manipulate words, yes?
If anybody's walking by the building, he starts swearing at them too, right? So it's not, can't just get the building's the threat to the building, and everything's functional in the building right now.
Oh, bullshit. Now it is. Yeah, you set the elevator repairman by yesterday, yes?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Only one in there. Okay.
Maybe, Dean, do you want to add to that maybe? Or, sorry, do you have
Yeah,
50
I
seconds?
definitely would. First, I'll confirm that the last payment that Jeffrey made never submitted. I deposited on October 3rd. That's the last rent he hasn't paid since then. And aside from the abuse that I've taken from this guy over the last year.
What about my fucking abuse?
Belford, I've relocated all the tenants in 3 different buildings. He's the only one that has had an issue and a problem with it. And my
Because they won't give me the fucking lease.
was always accommodate these people.
Bullshit.
Happy,
Fuck you,
whatever we need to do,
liar.
Get them moved. I'm happy and into a new location. And really, that's what I have to say. I could go on for hours about the abuse that they and the things he said and the videos he's posted. But there's no need to do that. But
I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, it's all down to the fucking chest mounts, right?
Thank
You
you.
gotta come.
I get the picture. Thank you. And that's a minute for that. Okay.
A minute. Ooh, so I have a minute, do I?
All right. Mr. Bacon, I'm going to unmute you, and I'm going to allow you to say whatever you'd like to say for a minute.
A minute.
And then that will be the end of the hearing. Okay. Unmute. Please go ahead, sir.
I am here because First Service screwed up my lease. There's evidence to prove they screwed up my lease for the place I was supposed to move into tenant secured, interim housing. The city announced November 4th the update to tenant assistance policy, which means tenant secured interim housing gets their top up. Now, Simone of 106 has Belford building, tenant secured, applicant offered tenant secured. She gets her top up. I'm the same circumstance. I don't get my top up. They're doing everything in their effort to claw it back. That's the whole point, is steal my top up. If they honored, if the lease would have been correct on November 3rd, 1095, I would have signed. In fact, First Service, Donald Lee tells the city that. Had he signed that lease November 3rd, not December 8th, we would accept that. It would be a legally binding contract based on the terms of the contract. But it wasn't, because it was off by $1. Donald Lee promised me on November 10th or 8th, whatever, I will have Susan change the 6 to a 5, get you that lease back to sign, so I could move in. No, Amber just saying I could have moved with my new roommates or somebody. I don't know who said that. But no, my roommates moved. We were all we had our lives planned. You know, her brother lives 2 blocks away. His daughter plays in that park. We all had lives planned for that place. But they screwed up the lease. And I believe Donald was honest in telling me he will have the 6 changed to a 5. But Belford stopped him due to the update. Because I didn't hear about update till November 25th. And they only tell me they're awaiting an update, period. Your rent's going up to market rents. Which it's not, because a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom, crawling distance of Metrotown SkyTrain is not $2,200. The $2,200 is my fucking top-up rate. It's not market rents. It's the number they need to claw back my rent top-up. Because the city announced an update. And I'm the only tenant singled out of all the tenant-secured applicants that it won't get their top-up. That's the issue. I'm supposed to be living there. Had the lease been 1095 on November 3rd, like Donald said, had I signed it November 3rd, they'd acknowledge it. So he's telling the city, well, he submitted the lease, because that was the only lease I had. He kept saying, give us the fucking lease. They never gave me a lease to sign, so I signed the only one I had. And I sent it back, and he's telling the city, well, had I signed it November 3rd, it'd be legal. But he signed it December 8th, and besides, Michael rescinded, pay attention, rescinded it in the interim. Rescinded. That's a legal concept for contracts, right? So the first step of rescission, see, I'm down to a fucking minute, right? I'm not finished. So that's it. It's over. It's done. How long do I have before I'm on the street?
Because our hour is finished.
Yeah, it's all down to the fucking, we respect the clock, not the fucking victim.
Amount of time. And now I have 30 days from today to make a decision. However, when it involves an ongoing lease swap, we do our best to have it to the parties as soon as possible.
Oh, so you're tomorrow.
This is Friday, and
Monday.
I would hope to have the decision to you not in 4 weeks, but in within a week.
Yeah, see?
And it will
Fast track.
you
They want me
the
out.
Email addresses that we went over at the beginning, and which I confirmed for you, Mr. Bacon. I have your email address, so the decision will come to you there as well. If you have any questions about any tenancy matter, including my decision,
Go to the tenancy branch,
please
right?
don't hesitate to call our office
Yeah,
to speak with an
fuck that.
information officer.
Bullshit. It's a fucking waste of time.
They probably will hang up.
Of course.
If you swear at them.
Yes.
So just a warning.
Right.
So thank you all very much for
Is that it?
providing your evidence as best you can.
Can I say anything else?
I hope, Mr. Bacon, that you respect that we've respected your situation.
No, you haven't. You haven't respected it at all, you bitch.
Assist you in controlling yourself when
Oh.
it's not your turn to speak. That's why I muted you.
'Cause I have PTSD, you
thank you all
bitch.
very much. And that ends the hearing at 12:01, and I will have a decision for you as soon as possible. So thank you and have a great rest of your week. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. You're welcome.
It's going on YouTube.
Participant exiting. Rajid Apple.
Sharon Rashidi.
Operator Parker. A chairperson has ended this conference. You will now be disconnected.
Okay. How long was that call? Where's my phone? Recents. 1 hour, 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Outgoing call. All right. So that's the end of that hearing. Talk about a fucking joke, eh? You know? They don't respect the victim. No, they don't respect me at all. Not at all. And Amber just lying through her fucking teeth, right? Why am I here beyond 4 months' notice? They wouldn't give me a truck. Why haven't I moved in there? Because they wouldn't give me the lease. They put guns to my fucking head, right? And the mayor of Burnaby, Mike Haley, permits it. He encourages it. He probably fucking inspired it and told them, directed it, right? Oh, no, I want you to fuck this guy personally. Of all the tenants, secured tenants in all 3 buildings that you've demo-evicted for no fucking reason, only Mr. Bacon shall be denied, right? Mike Hurley? Oh, it comes down to you, Mike Hurley. This is your fucking baby. I would have moved in there November 1st had the lease been right. Right, Mike Hurley? You fucking loser! You liar, Mike Hurley! You photo op whore, Mike Hurley! You don't do a fucking job as a mayor at all, Mike Hurley. You do typical politician sites. You know, you speak the fucking words, but you don't walk the fucking walk. You're full of shite, Mayor Hurley. And David Eby, civil liberties? Yes, I was very disappointed when some constituent of yours was submitting a petition saying that you're a turncoat, right? That you've sold out. I'm going, no fucking way, not David Eby. You know, civil liberties, David Eby? No fucking way. But he's correct, you have. You've totally sold out. Yeah, because you're a pragmatist, right? Doesn't matter if you're NDP, PC, Liberal, Green. Well, I think Greens will make a difference. But the other parties who vie forever for power, and it's a 50-50 fucking, you know, political reality, right? So when they grab the power, 50-50, they want to hold on to the power. So you don't fucking make waves. You don't stir the, you know, cause problems. You know, you kowtow, you obey, you kiss the ring. You're a pragmatist because it's like Dwight D. Eisenhower, you know, President of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, apparently. No, he bows out because he realizes, no, the corporations have more power than me. Sorry, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm out, right? And then the corporations have been taken over ever since. And especially when Reagan hit, boy, they took over big time. And now they're in total fucking control, right? They control the news media. They control everything. The corporations. AI go. Well, who programs the AI fucking go? It's the corporations, right? And the BC government is now using AI lawyers to represent legal aid clients, right? AI. And who programs the AI? Right? This whole AI thing, the reason why we have it now, it's zero limits of control, right? We shouldn't be having AI running rampant as it is without limits of control. But there is no limits of control because it's all 50-50. You know, we should have people argue about shites while we sneak away. We won't let them legislate. You know, little mountain clause, that still exists, right? Right? The clause that the developer used not to develop Little Mountain for goddamn years and years and years and years and years. Right? You know, provinces going after them, cities going after them, like, hey, what the fuck? You know, you're supposed to be developing. What the hell's going on? The developer says, loophole. It doesn't tell me when to develop. So I'll just sit on this as long as I like, let the property values increase. And to hell with the housing crisis. Because I'm in it for maximizing profits, yes? So Little Mountain, what the BC government, what, $250 million or something? Was the BC government or city government? I don't know, but big money to this developer to develop a property that used to be social fucking housing for blocks and blocks and blocks, right? The poor people live there, you know, demo-evicted from their suites and their townhouses and whatnot. These poor people, BC Housing, I assume it was, right? And like blocks and blocks and blocks, Little Mountain. Right? This big developer came with his big visions and he convinced everybody, ooh, let me buy this and I'll do that. And the people go, ooh, that's really pretty. That's like the Emerald City. Ooh, yes, we like that. Please. Yes, we will sell you that property, Little Mountain, of social housing and whatnot. Right? We'll sacrifice those insects for your Emerald City because we really like the shine of that, right? So they do the contract, you know, developer buys the property and the city or the province or whoever is anticipating the Emerald City to arise soon. And years go by, nothing fucking happens. And they're going, what the fuck, man? You told us you develop it. Why aren't you developing it? And the developer goes, well, hey, you see, this is what we do, we developers. We have these lawyers, you see. And they go through everything with a fine-tooth fucking comb. And they look for every fucking loophole they could possibly find. And my lawyers, you understand, they found that loophole. And that loophole tells me there's no time set for me to commence construction. It doesn't specify a date to start. So I shall start this project of the Emerald City whenever I like, when it's best to maximize profits. Just letting it sit in the rot, I'm making a fucking fortune. You know, land values, it's prime real estate. My Emerald City shall be worth 5 times more than it was had I built it then instead of now. Because the value of the land is so high. I could even sell it and not even bother with Emerald City. You know, I can make $1 billion profit for doing nothing, just boarding it up and fencing it off, right? So that's what I'm going to do, because my lawyers found that loophole, you understand? Big controversy, politically. Turns out that loophole still exists, because 50-50, there's no legislation to close these loopholes. There's no legislation to take control of these developer companies who are out to harvest data. It's all about harvesting data, yes? And these 9 pages of additional terms, right? I'm sure the fact that, you know, this thing about political activity in your suites, right? You know, who's going to deem that political, whatnot, blah, 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 right? That should be against civil liberties. You know, corporations telling you, well, you can't discuss politics in your suites. If you do, you're evicted, right? Isn't it against civil liberties? How about criminal record checks? I read a forum where they're saying, ooh, well, you know, we're not really entitled to get these things. You know, there has to be certain circumstances and forms filled out and all these fucking steps you have to take to obtain a criminal record check on somebody. So in order to bypass this, some lawyer came up with a brilliant scheme. Well, why don't we just put that in the application forms? You know, that we have the right to request the criminal records. We just put that in the application forms because we're there to harvest data. And criminal records is nice data to have, right? So we're just going to put that little thing in the application, in the many pages of additional terms, right? So an immigrant comes here and like, this is it. Where is it? Where's the fucking thing? You know, it's fucking huge. Tenancy agreement. This is the tenancy agreement, right? This is just the tenancy agreement. Mine is 2 pages. Like, is this my original or is this? Yeah, no, okay. This is the tenancy agreement. So the first 3 pages are basically RTB, right? Up to, where the additional term starts. So basically RTB until, where do they put the additional terms? Payment utilities. Anyway, 9 pages of additional terms. The traps, right? These are all traps. I should read them off one day. So these are going to slide in that thing about criminal record check in these 9 pages of fucking additional terms buried somewhere, you know? Thereby giving them the right to everybody's criminal record. That's a violation. You know, there's certain circumstances that are required to do that. But no, there's lawyers thinking, oh, we can bypass that by just simply slipping in the application form. Once they put their signature on it, we fucking own it, right? It's in the forums. This whole thing is orchestrated to manipulate and exploit tenants, right? Insects. Apple's talking about a rent increase. I never received any rent increase. No, if I received this rent increase of 109.6 on the 9th of 2021 or whatever it was, September 17, 19, 20, 2021, if that's a fact, I never received that, period. That was never put in my door. If this is real, March 25th, when Dean's insisting I write the check for 109.7 instead of 109.6, and I correct them and say, no, it's actually 109.5. It was my mistake, the 109.6. He acknowledges it, right? Of course, that's March of 2022. So why is he acknowledging the 109.5 if apparently on September 17th, 2021, this should be in his thing, right? So why is he telling me, oh, you're right. I'm sorry about that. I'll fix that 6 to a 5, March 25th. I have it in an email or a text message. All right. Oh, so after I, send him the notice of rent, the last one I received, which is 109.5. All right. This is a brand new document. This is a false document. This is not real. And we shall determine that by asking all other tenants if they receive the same document I received? Or am I the only one getting a fucking rent increase, right? So we shall uncover that lie quite easily. Prove to me that every tenant in this building received the same notice of rent increase that I never fucking received, right? So let's uncover that lie. Let's make you eat those fucking words, Amidget. This whole thing is a sham. It's a system designed to fail me. You see how I'm not allowed to speak, yes? I'm being muted and all this nonsense. See, I could respond to Amidget's thing about swearing at people. Yeah, it's me talking to Dean, and they're all on fucking video, right? So there's context to it, right? And I've been terrorized by Dean Childs forever. So I have every fucking right to speak as I do. But no, not in this world where we've conditioned people that you must speak like church mice in fucking libraries. You can never raise your voice. You can never be angry, right? You gotta stay cool the whole fucking time. Well, I would be cool if I had a fucking advocate. So they're not gonna respect the fact that I'm not to participate in this. That's clear, right? My doctor's letter doesn't mean fuck all. Doesn't mean shit. Don't care. So, fuck you, Premier AB and Adjudicator Parker. I recorded this and it's going on fucking YouTube. So, fuck you. This shall become public to expose the public to the bullshit fucking RTB hearing fucking nonsense. The rigged fucking system that's out to fuck me, right? Why am I here beyond December 31st? Because they fucking put a gun to my head saying if you want that place, you have to agree that its applicant's fucking secured. And once you do that, we're going to fucking evict you and you'll never see a fucking penny of rent top up, right? That's the issue. RTB, you fucking stupid twat. The system's rigged. So I advise 1.5 million new immigrants, don't waste your fucking time in British Columbia. The system is designed to fuck you royally. Those immigrants that have a fluency in English, a degree in law, and a computer science degree, you're welcome to come and try your fucking luck. Because might as well toss a fucking coin. Right? I knew before this even started, it's over for me. Right? Because, the issue of why I'm still here is they fucked up the lease there. But that issue is not going to be discussed, right? That was my response. My justification why I shouldn't be paying any fucking rent here. Because I'm not supposed to be here, I'm supposed to be there. And there's an email from them telling me November rent free, December rent free. So it's 2 months rent free in fucking writing. I was to move December 31st, but they wouldn't give me a truck. So why am I here beyond December 31st? No fault of my fucking own. So my attitude is, January is my last month's rent. And because they still wouldn't give me the fucking contract terms, Amidget's been so generous to reduce the fucking rent by $1, blah, blah, blah. When they finally sent me the thing, saying is, okay, well, we'll give it to you now, right? You're complaining that it's not fucking the same rent, It's 22. It's now 22 instead of your same rent. Like, we can't have that. So we will pacify you, Mr. Bacon. Instead of it being $2,200 a month rent to claw your top up back, it will go back down to market rent. Not market rent, sorry. Your rent now, which is the original term of the contract. My rent now, yes. But it's applicant secured. That's the only caveat to the new fucking arrangement where they acknowledge, yes, it is 1095, but it's applicant secured, meaning they don't have to pay me a top up. They just pocket that money. So they've clawed it back. That's what it's all about. See, I could go sleep in somebody's fucking basement for rent free and get the entire fucking top up. All right? I can just, go to Zach. Hey, Zach, do me a favor. I'd like to sleep in your basement for a couple months. Rent free, if you don't mind. And that way I get $40,000. How's that? No problem, says the city. You moved to your friend's basement, you're not paying any fucking rent. You want your top up? No problem. Here you go. I'm not topping up any rents because I'm not paying any fucking rent, but I qualify for the top up, the lump sum. But Belford's argument to the city was, well, it's not fair to us that we offer to him same rent now, tenant secured. And now they brought this update in saying, oh, because we did that for him, we no longer have control of that fucking money. We don't want to lose control of that money. Our intention is never to give him the fucking money. Maybe give it to him for a month or two, then evict him and pocket the rest. That's what it's all about. Mayor fucking Mike Hurley, you stupid cunt. Take control of your tenant assistance policy, you twat. You useless fucking piece of shite. Had your stupid Wendy C agreed that the contract is a contract is a contract and insisted Belford change that 6 to a fucking 5, December 2nd or 3rd, whenever that decision was made by her, I would have been in there. And we just say, oh, I could have moved in with my roommates. Well, my roommates didn't want to fucking move out of here either. They wanted to move with me there. But they realized, no, our lives have been made a total fucking hell since November because First Service and Belford want to fuck us. You know, we wanted to be living there. I had plans, right? November, December, January, I intended to use that storage room to catalog all my stuff and sell it. And I was going to spend the month of February in Philippines. And then I was going to start work. I had a life planned, right? And my roommates had lives planned, right? Now they're paying like more than double what they're paying here, right? 1.5 times more than what they're paying here. They didn't want to fucking move. They wanted that place, so do I. But we don't have that place because they keep screwing me. You know, they kept insisting, oh, sign the fucking lease, sign the fucking lease, sign the fucking lease. Well, the thing is, a term of the lease, mandatory term of the lease is, I should find it. Let's find it. And it was lease. Shit, see? Oh, fuck me. Oh, I'm so out of it. Here it is. Okay. What are we looking for? Oh, fuck. I can't remember what I was looking for. This is the problem with PTSD. Think and rewind. Gotta calm down. I can't remember. Anyway, it's all there. It's all documented. This whole thing's a manipulation. Like Imogen Apple is full of shite, right? There's only one reason why I'm still here is because they won't give me that unless I agree to them extorting $40,000 from me. And this is the problem with you fucking Harley, you stupid twat. I'm the only one being singled out. How's that fair, Mr. Mayor? Simone gets it. Applicants offer tenant secured Belford building same rent now. You want your top up? No fucking problem. But the argument they gave to the city was, well, it's not fair to us, right? So some other tenant secured tenant that's living in tenant secured housing that's paying less than their top up rate. Let's say their top up is 22 and they're paying 15, right? So come January 1st, they request the entire fucking top up. So they get that extra, right? But not Jeffrey. So they make allowances for people to get the top up. Like I said, I could literally say to Zach, hey, Zach, let me crash on your fucking couch rent-free, and I get $40,000. And the city will say, yes, there you go, Mr. Bacon, $40,000, no problem. But if you want to live in that suite, Mr. Bacon, the interim housing you were supposed to move into November 1st, your rent now, tenant is scared, all that stuff, meaning you get the lump sometime at January 1st, right? If you want to live in that suite, Mr. Bacon, you have no option but to accept the fact that we now deem it applicant secured, which you will never see a fucking penny of your rent top up, right? Mr. Mayor, you stupid twat. What, Belford's my fucking mummy and daddy? You gotta give me my fucking allowance? Fuck you, Mike Hurley, Mr. Talker, bullshit talker, full of shites. So come and take me down. This adjudicator Parker, fuck you, is going on YouTube. You want to sue me? Fucking sue me. But this is going public to show the public what kind of a fucking kangaroo fucking court system this is, what kind of a rigged system this is, what kind of a fucking, like, what are your qualifications? I was hired. Yes. I'm a bootlicker for the fucking right wing, right? That's my occupation. And they hired me as such. There's the whole thing about the story about stacking the RTB in Ontario with adjudicators who are, of like minds with the Premier, who happens to be a fucking Nazi fascist, capitalist, right? Likewise, she wouldn't tell me her fucking credentials other than the fact that she was hired. Hired based on what, Ms. Parker? What are your credentials? What qualifies you to be an adjudicator, is my question. That's the issue. Why are these people picked willy-nilly? And of course, this adjudication, this hearing, is going to result in she already told me, it could take up to a month, but I'm going to have my decision in a week. And it was, Mr. Bacon, you're going to be homeless? So you're out of here now. You're supposed to move out of here November 1st, but they fucked up the lease. So you're out of this place that you've been living in since 2005. You're not getting the interim housing you were offered that you were supposed to move into November 1st. And you're not getting a fucking rent top up. Right? So I've lost everything. And Parker doesn't give a shite. And Mayor Hurley could care fucking less. Because Mayor Hurley's full of shite. Mayor Hurley, you're a fucking cunt. Right? Mayor Mike Hurley is a waste of fucking space. So, Parker, pay attention to me. This is going up to YouTube right fucking now. So Jeffrey out. Mic's up. Boom.